it was through a movie that there was a sex scene on the TV, and it kind of got me like, I don't know, like that's where it started, and I started looking up more and more like porn, sex scenes. You are not worthy to help people. Who are you struggling with this sin in your life, and you're trying to go and be somebody at church, trying to help people at your church, worshiping on stage?
Hi, Alesya.
Hi.
It's so nice to have you here. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, where are you from, how old you are?
I am 19 years old, about to be 20. I grew up in Seattle, Washington. I have 2 older brothers, older sister, and a younger sister, and amazing mom and dad.
Wow. So I know you have mentioned that you grew up in an amazing family.
Yeah.
And they loved you so much, but you had doubts about that and all the lies in your head. Can you elaborate on that?
So growing up, I was a very emotional kid, and so I definitely understand why it was hard to deal with growing up. My siblings and my parents kind of didn't know how to properly handle all of my emotions, all my little fits and stuff like that. So I always felt like the black sheep in my family, like I didn't belong, and just like I know that they love me, but I just believed all the lies that were coming into my head, that I wasn't loved and I wasn't valued.
Were you the youngest?
No, I was the second youngest.
Okay. You have a very powerful testimony about porn and masturbation and all that. And the really thing that stood out to me is that you said that that was the root of all your problems. Can you go about how this happened, how you got introduced to this, and how was life in that?
So when I was younger, we watched a lot of movies, and it was through a movie that there was a sex scene on the TV, and it kind of got me like, I don't know, like that's where it started, and I started looking up more and more like porn, sex scenes, and I definitely believe that that's what was the root from a very young age of all my anger, all my self-hatred, all my like insecurities.
So you got introduced by a movie.
Yeah.
And from that time, it just went on.
Yeah.
How did you get rid of this problem? How did you overcome?
I struggled with porn and masturbation for a very long time. From very young age, it was very on and off. But then as a teenager, I started understanding what I was doing was wrong, but I couldn't stop. And so I just kept going, kept battling with it, like trying to find people to help me. But I was so afraid and ashamed to even share this, because I felt like what I was doing was so wrong and nobody would understand. I literally felt like I was the only one in the world doing this. Yeah.
I'm so thankful for you sharing this, because it does feel sometimes like you're the only one struggling through it and battling, and you can't speak it out.
Yeah.
How did self-hatred feel? Like, how was that?
It was really bad, because I would be going to church, I would be serving, I was on the worship team, I was helping out with Sunday school, and every time I'd be helping, like I have this desire to help, but every time I would help people in any way, like in the back of my mind, I just had this like thing come up where, oh no, you struggled with porn, you can't help anybody.
Wow.
You like have no right, you are not worthy to help people. Who are you struggling with this sin in your life, and you're trying to go and be somebody at church, trying to help people at your church, worshiping on stage at your church?
Wow.
So like that's where a lot of self-hatred started coming out. It's like I saw this person that I was in secret, and like and how I wanted to be in public, and I couldn't see those two things coming together, you know.
Shame, guilt, everything, huh?
Yeah.
Was there like a specific day that everything stripped away?
I think when I was 14 years old was when I started understanding that I need to stop. But 4 years after that was when I officially stopped. I understood, and I battled with a lot of shame, a lot of going up and down, falling, coming back up again, asking God for forgiveness all the time, and then messing up again. And then right before KD, actually, Kingdom Domain 2021, was when I just felt like finally this war was over. Like this battle was so long. And I think it was during Kingdom Domain where it was my breaking point, where I finally was like, okay, if I want this to stop, nobody else is gonna do it for me. Nobody else is gonna be praying for me. I don't have a demon inside of me.
Yeah.
Nope, it can't be cast out. I need to make this decision on my own to decide whether I want to stay with the little bit of satisfaction of pornography and masturbation, or eternal joy and satisfaction with the Lord. And so during that year, and even a few months before that, I started making that decision that like, I need to get myself together. Like, it's my decision. There will be times of temptation, but I can overcome that. I have all the strength from Jesus to overcome all those things. Yeah.
So there are people out there that are struggling with pornography and masturbation and self-hatred. What is one advice that you would give them right now?
Not be ashamed, and as much as you can to not beat yourself up for it. Because that's the one thing that I kept falling into, is like, I'd mess up and I'd beat myself up like crazy, like emotionally. I'd be on the floor in my kitchen crying, like, because I messed up all over again. And in my heart, I knew I was hurting God and his heart. And so it just frustrated me, and beating myself up never helped me in any way. It just put me down even more into guilt and shame. So I just say, like, find somebody to talk to, and somebody you trust, somebody you can always come to in the middle of the night. You can text or call and say, hey, I felt, and I need help, I need prayer. But there were moments where I felt like I could overcome it on my own, but either way, I still would suggest, like, to find somebody to be there for you throughout this time, because I don't think people should be going through this alone. And that's how I fell into more lies, was I was alone, and I believed in those thoughts and in that shame. So find a person for sure to help you overcome those things.
Wow, that's really good. That's straight to the point.
KDC helped me boost everything up. Everything that God already built up inside of me, it helped increase everything even more. And just like everything that already lives inside of me is coming out into existence.
Wow.
The beauty, the joy, the love, the peace, the freedom. Just KDC, like, being here has opened my eyes on another level of Jesus.
Thank you so much, Alesya. Thank you for sharing.